Kids Health Watch with Dr. Sang is sponsored by Sang Pediatrics.
Time for us to focus on the physical and mental health of children and their parents with pediatrician Dr. Nu Sang from Sang Pediatrics. Good morning, doctor. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
So today we're going to be focusing on something called adverse childhood effects, or ACEs for short. Can you tell us a little bit about ACEs and why they matter?
Well, you know, this is part 4, I believe, of relieving parental anxiety, and what we want to do is make sure that the parents are informed that anxiety comes from different places and that it's not always their fault, you know, and sometimes things are out of your control. Adverse childhood events will include things like, has your child been discriminated against? Is there mental health challenges in the home? Has anybody ever been incarcerated? Have they ever been discriminated against? These are all contributing to stressors on the children, and it has long-term effects. So I wanted to go on the show to talk about ACEs and what we can do about them.
Those factors that you mentioned, I'm sure that there are many adults who could probably check off a few of these boxes, if I'm not mistaken.
Actually, 2 out of 3 adults have at least one of these things, right? And we didn't really think about it until the late 90s, early 2000s, when we first started studying this stuff. And once we started studying and diving deeper into it, we've also known the profound effects of ACEs.
And with that being said, are there conditions that are linked to having a high ACEs score?
Well, you know, there's a saying that says, hurt people hurt people.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that before.
Yeah, you've heard it.
Yeah,
right?
I've heard it before,
Because it's kind of true. If you have ACEs in the household, some people think that that's in itself is normal. And last month we talked about generational trauma, how that's passed down. So if there's substance abuse in the house, the children actually think that that's normal. And then then it will start perpetuating the cycle of substance abuse.
You just mentioned that, and it seems like a domino effect for that generation to generation.
Yeah.
Now, for those parents who have a high ACE score, how common is it that they pass that trauma down to their children?
It's very common, as we know, that the children feel like that behavior is normalized. It doesn't always have to be like something dramatic like substance abuse. It can be something else. And so they feel like, okay, this is how I behave, because parents serve as the template of behavior for the child, so they'll normalize it.
I was going to say, because there's something also that that made me mention is survival mode.
Yeah.
I know there's that saying, the fight or flight mode, but survival mode I hear is another phrase. How is that related to ACEs?
Well, ACEs builds up your blood pressure. Like if you have like substance abuse in the home, say, and then mental health issues and whatnot, all that stress hormone is built up and it's turned on all the time. So if your fight or flight nervous system is turned on all the time, it's pumping out all these stress hormones, your body thinks that's normal, and then you won't be as resilient to other stressors that come out in your life. And that's why some people reach the tipping point faster than others, right? Like coronavirus, like the pandemic that we had. People are stressed out all the time, but some people were easier to weather the storm because their fight or flight wasn't turned on all the time.
And I know we're talking a lot about the stress and the impact of these ACEs, but I'm sure there has to be a solution. So if you don't mind, let's talk about the healing side of it. Is it possible, and how, if so, how can people do that?
Yeah, so something what we touched upon last time with generational trauma is that your mind does not fully form or mature, actually, until you're about 26 or 27 years old. So there's chances for your mind to mold. And also you're learning all the time. Even us as adults, you know, we're constantly learning and healing. And so if we can start healing ourselves, and again, serve as the template and the role model for the children, they will heal too. The effect will be profound, and then it will be touched upon generationally. And the other thing is that sometimes trauma can actually affect our genes, right? It can affect our DNA. And then we pass that down, and that in itself is mind-blowing. But also, if you heal yourself, right? And we can only control ourselves.
Absolutely, yeah.
As people. But if we can heal ourselves, we stop that cycle. And if we can stop that cycle, we pass on that gift to generations of our families, and that would be wonderful.
No, you just mentioned it about learning something new every single day. I know I just learned a lot right now just speaking with you, Dr.
Thank
Sang.
you.
Well, I appreciate it, getting to meet you for the first time. It's great to sit here and speak with you. Dr. New Sang of Sang Pediatrics, thank you so much for joining us this morning. And if you'd like to watch this segment again or find information on how to contact Dr. Sang at one of 3 Sang Pediatric locations in Fresno, head on over to kmph.com and click the tab labeled Kids Health Watch from the Great Day drop-down menu.